Is there or was there a hot moment that you were like, oh my God, I shouldn't have made that switch?
Made the switch into real estate?
Yes.
No, I haven't regretted it once.
Wow.
The reality behind it was real estate's very hard. The first 6 months, I did nothing, and I was going to quit. That was probably the only time I'm like, all right, I'm not doing anything. But you have to take self-accountability. I'm big on self-accountability.
Wow.
So just telling myself, hey, it's on me and nobody else, it kind of like motivated me to stay in it. And my first year in real estate, I was a top producer.
Hello, everybody. This is Camila one more time from MCN Marketing Firm. We are at 5 Stars Podcast. One more episode. Today, I have the pleasure to interview Cody from My Good Man Agent. Welcome, Cody.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you for coming all the way here. How
Absolutely.
are you? How are you feeling today?
Tired.
Tired?
Yeah.
I'm sure.
Running a business is a lot.
I'm sure. So I know a little bit about you, but we of course want to share your story and everything else that you would like to tell us and the audience here at 5 Star Podcast. Take us back. So how this whole real estate career started with you?
The quick story behind it is I dropped out of high school at 16. I was always kind of like a natural born salesman. My dad told me, hey, I think you'd do great in real estate. I never took that serious. I kind of took it kind of serious, but not really. 18, got the license, did nothing with it. I didn't finish it, I don't even think I remember. But at 24, I finally said, screw the corporate retail world. And
Good for you.
Yeah,
That was an early age, though. 18?
Start 18, but I didn't do anything with it. But 24, I jumped full-time into real estate.
Okay, perfect.
Yeah.
So you heard it. He dropped out of high school at 16.
Yep.
So you were not really a high school person.
No, honestly, I had a guidance counselor that felt that she was like, listen, I don't think this is for you. And I didn't feel it was for me. So listen.
What was it about high school that it was boring?
I feel like I was smarter than the teachers.
That's awesome.
You know, but not in like the book smart kind of way. Just they're teaching like the standard.
Yeah, you had
stuff
other skills that.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I think schools should recognize that for some people, and they did for me. So I feel like the system did right by me by saying, hey, this ain't for you. You need to be out in the real world. Yeah.
Good.
And it worked.
Good. And your parents supported that?
Not initially. But yeah, in the long term.
You know, as a parent, probably a little bit scared. Plus, you know, back in the day, it's like you have to go to school, you have to get a career, you have to get married, you have to get kids.
Yep.
And, you know, I'm so happy to hear that, Cody. It's the first time I hear that. Sometimes school is not for everybody.
No.
And here you are operating a business in Florida, Connecticut. All right, I'm not going to say it all because I want you to tell us.
Yep.
Is there or was there a hot moment that you were like, oh my God, I shouldn't have made that switch?
Made the switch into real estate?
Yes.
No, I haven't regretted it once.
Wow.
The reality behind it was real estate's very hard. The first 6 months, I did nothing, and I was going to quit. That was probably the only time I'm like, all right, I'm not doing anything. But you have to take self-accountability. I'm big on self-accountability.
Wow.
So just telling myself, hey, it's on me and nobody else, it kind of like motivated me to stay in it. And my first year in real estate, I was a top producer.
Wow.
Yep.
The first year.
And
Where do you start your real estate? Which broker?
I was with Ravis very shortly, and then I jumped over to Remax about 4 or 5 months in. It was a small little Remax office in New Haven. And I did about 2 years there before I became a broker.
Wow. So it wasn't too long until you made that step of owning your own.
I moved quick on it. That's probably the one thing I would say for younger people that are like, I want to be a broker, or anybody that wants to be a broker. No one's going to teach you how to be a broker.
Absolutely.
And the 2 years I did as a real estate agent was not enough. So it was a lot more learning and a lot more stress being a broker, trying to run this business that I had no idea what I was doing. But as long as you kind of keep your head in the game, things work out.
Do you had a mentor at that point or no?
Not really.
Wow.
As a real estate agent, I had a loan officer that kind of leaned on, and he was a big part of my success in the beginning. But as a broker, no.
Wow.
Yeah.
So you were running solo pretty much.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
I'm very interested. You took a risk.
I did.
A very early stage in your career.
Yep.
Congrats.
Thank you.
And you're here.
Yep.
And you don't regret it. My goodness, that's a win-win.
Yep.
So I loved the fact that your agency has a different unique name, and it's called My Good Agent.
My Good Agent.
Correct?
Yep.
How did that name came up? And the only reason why I'm asking is because it's very unique.
Thank you.
As I told you behind the scenes, I have a marketing firm. We focus in branding as
Yep.
well for companies. And how this My Good Agent name came on board?
So we started as Huelsman Homes. That was the brokerage I opened in Milford, Connecticut back in 2020. And I always knew Huelsman Homes. It had a good ring to it, but in my head, I couldn't roll it out as a corporate giant company in multiple states. I mean, I probably could, but the thing is you want people to buy in quicker, and
Right.
names are kind of important. But
Right. They need to be catchy and rememberable.
Exactly. So I actually buy domain names for fun.
Wow.
I have probably about 120 domain names in my GoDaddy account.
Wow.
And one day I was sitting on the internet at like 2 in the morning on GoDaddy, and I was typing in like what makes a good real estate agent or a great realtor. And believe it or not, this is a true story. MyGoodAgent.com popped up as a suggestion,
Wow.
and it was $3. And I didn't buy it to be a brokerage, actually.
Yeah.
I bought it because I was working on real estate technology that I wanted to eventually build out. So My Good Agent was going to be a technology company. And when I became a broker in Florida and I moved down there for a few years, I opened my brokerage down there. I said, well, I'm not going to call it Huelsman Homes. So I just went with mygoodagent.com because I said, I got it, I'll use it. And it stuck. And I started networking down there, and everyone was like, hey, I've heard of that company. And I'm like, you didn't. In my head, I'm like, no, you didn't, but I'll roll with it. I'll roll with it. And because it did well in that sense, I rebranded everything, Connecticut to My Good Agent. And then as we started adding the states, then it just kind of flowed with that.
So you started in Florida, actually.
My Good Agent started in Florida, yep,
Okay.
Yep.
But you were a broker in Connecticut first?
as Huelsman Homes.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
So there was a transition there.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yep.
nice.
So we are a Florida company,
Okay.
thankfully.
Hey, so you get to travel over there at any point in winter.
I do go there a lot, yes. Though I sold my boat, but we won't get into that.
So what makes My Good Agent different from any other broker?
Me.
Wow. Okay. Can you tell us a little bit more?
At the end of the day, every real estate company is going to be about the same. Similar splits, leads, technology. It's all going to be about the same. The difference is the leadership, right?
Leadership.
So
Perfect.
because I push self-accountability a lot, we have a really high retention at My Good Agent. We probably in the 97% range as far as retention goes, which is really high, especially for a company with as many agents we have. I push self-accountability on all my agents because the one thing is realtors like to blame everybody else but themselves, a good amount of them. They'll say, well, my broker's the reason why I'm not selling real estate. Well, that's just not the truth. The reason why you're not selling real estate is because of you. And I make people aware of that, and in a good way. They're like, hey, this is me, not Cody. Cody gives me the tools. Cody gives me the motivation.
Right.
Cody gives me the training. But unless I do it, it's on me.
Yeah, I was looking at your Instagram, and you're good at posting and the reels and very informational content that you have there. And there is one of the reels that you actually talk about how your agency does provide leads, but at the end of the day, it goes on the realtor's shoulder. So I wanted to ask you, how do you build trust in social media?
That's a loaded question. Be yourself.
Be yourself.
If you go on my personal page, you'll see it's mixed with real estate. It's mixed with music because I'm a musician. It's mixed with my dog. It's mixed with my travel. As a business professional, when you just shove business down everybody's throat, they don't care, right? But when you start to put that personal aspect on it, people see who you are as a human being, what you're doing, how you're doing it, and it kind of just comes full circle with business.
And we talked about leadership, right?
Yep.
How do you balance being a leader and a brand?
I don't know. A lot of people, my attorney asks me that all the time. The reality is I get up and I have a pretty similar routine to every day that I do, whether it's going to the gym, walking the dog. Like, you have to get yourself in those routines and being consistent.
Are you a coffee man?
No, I don't drink coffee. Never
So
have.
what is your first thing you do in the morning?
I have a energy drink called it's called Optimum Nutrition. It's called Amino.
Amino.
And it has 100 milligrams of caffeine, so not a lot, but it's like a no sugar. It's probably the cleanest energy drink on the market.
Wow.
And I drink that every day for the last 3 years. Yeah.
Do you do any sort of a meditation, or you go straight to your emails?
Gym.
Yeah. So you will say that you implement a routine.
Yep.
And it's the same thing that you will do in social media.
Yeah, I mean, I don't have a posting schedule. I kind of just, make content and post it out as I feel the need to. My content's a little bit different than My Good Agent's content, obviously. And I do have an editor for My Good Agent where I just send him the videos, he edits them, but my own stuff I'll edit myself.
I got to see your own stuff.
Yeah.
I didn't get to see your well, actually I did a little bit, but I was very interested because he also went and talked, was one of the speakers at the NARUP event in Hartford, and that's where I actually got to see him for first time, and now I'm
Right.
so honored to have him here. What's a good lesson that you learned in your business at the beginning that you could tell the audience?
There's a lot of lessons you can learn.
What's one that it's like, oh my God, this really got tattooed in my heart?
Just be a good person, honestly. Like, in this business, there's a lot of, I would say, gray areas. There's a lot of shady stuff that goes on. As long as you remain a good person and be good to people and have good intentions, you'll always be on top. No matter if, and I think the problem in this business is a lot of people stress the money piece because it's so inconsistent. As long as you don't stress money, I think you'll be on top in this business.
Yeah, absolutely. Everyone wants to make it quick, and it's something that obviously it takes time.
Yep.
By which year were you able to be like, okay, I'm good? Do you ever did like 2 jobs at all?
No. No, not with real estate. I went all in on real estate.
You're like, go big or go home.
Yes. And I failed probably 100 times. And then when I mean fail, I mean at the point where I'm like, I might quit the business, but I'm not going to, because it's kind of fun at the same time, having that pressure of, I need to figure out what's next, And there is a lot of uncertainty in this business.
Absolutely, especially, the market, supply, demand. Like, are you one of those that have to watch the market, how it flows, or you just naturally flows with it?
No, I haven't watched TV news in like 10 years.
My goodness.
Yeah, I don't even own a TV.
Good. There's a lot of bad news out there, more than good news.
It really, TV and news, it's all brain rot.
Yeah.
The reality is I haven't touched it in 10 years, mainly because I fill my time outside of business. I fill my time with my dog and traveling and things like that. And, that's more important to me.
That's what I want to get to now. And it's, what do you do besides, like, when you have free time?
I travel a lot.
You go to just Florida because that's where your business is?
No. Last year, I went to Nashville 10 times. I travel to LA sometimes. I kind of go all over.
I love LA.
It's a love-hate, but yeah.
So you operate your business Connecticut, Florida, any other states?
Mass, Rhode Island, Tennessee, North Carolina, New York.
Wow.
7 states. Yep.
Wow.
Yep.
One of your reels was saying that you were getting certified in the other, like, is it finalized? Like, you're operating in all 7 states?
Yeah. Yep.
Do you find that, like, very difficult? Was it very difficult to get certified in all of the states?
It's a process for sure. Some easier than others. A lot of states like Tennessee gave me a license because of my experience. But a lot of states you have to go through a lot of hoops.
Do you have to have like a certain amount of years in before you can
Depends on the
do
state.
this?
Yeah.
Wow.
So
What was the hardest state that you came across?
Now it's probably New York, but at the time New York was fully reciprocal to Connecticut. It's not anymore. So when I got my New York license, it wasn't too hard. I would say now it was probably Tennessee. Probably Tennessee.
Is there any trend right now that agents should be familiar with in real estate?
Don't follow trends, start them.
Oh, wow. Look at
Yeah.
that. I love that. What has been one trend that you have started?
Oh, I don't know. I probably started a bunch.
Check out my Instagram.
Go on my Facebook. I mean, I'm known as the guy that likes to be very outspoken on things.
Yeah.
You know, I think this business needs a lot more transparency, and that's kind of what I built my Good Agent on. Is I'm probably the most transparent broker probably in the industry. Some people don't like that. A lot of people really do like that, and that's kind of how we've been growing. Is agents are like, you know what? Everything I see him talking about, he's doing. And that's kind of how we've been. We don't hard recruit. We don't email agents. We don't text message agents. Agents kind of come to us because they see what we're doing.
That's amazing. And
Yeah.
you have been able to build that from scratch yourself. I'm very honored, really, to have you here and be able to share all these stories with us. I would like to ask you, because obviously, like, I'm within marketing.
Right.
Has AI been helpful in your business at all?
We use it. We have a AI Cody in our system for our agents to use, and it's part of our 24/7 broker support we offer. And that bot is trained on just real estate. He'll only respond to real estate questions. So we utilize it in that sense. We use ChatGPT for like cleaning up our Instagram posts and things like that, but it's not huge in our business, I wouldn't say. But we do use it.
I love that.
Yeah.
Where do you see My Good Agent, digital-wise?
I don't know, because I feel like it's always evolving. You know, I think the most important piece for any real estate agent or business professional is to get behind a camera and just talk. You know, I wasn't always comfortable getting in front of a camera, but you kind of just have to do it. You know, you build that personality, and that people are like, okay, cool. Like I could kind of get who he is in 15 seconds or 30 seconds. You know what I mean?
Yeah. When you were a lot younger, do you ever thought of being in the real estate world or no?
I just wanted to be a billionaire.
Wow.
I didn't care what
You're
it
like
was.
how it was going to happen, but
I got a crazy story we don't have time about. You know, I've been in a lot
I
of...
think we have quite a few time. Tell us the story, please.
No, I mean, when I dropped out of high school, so being a musician,
Wow.
you know, I wanted to get into the music world, and I kind of talked my way at 17. I talked my way into like the music management world, and I worked with this company, and we managed some pretty decent, famous-ish bands, more in like the underground scene for like rock and metal.
I see you were doing some drumming in your Instagram.
I'm a professional drummer, guitar player.
That's awesome.
But I talked my way into the music management industry at 17, and I did very well with it. One of the bands that I put this band that I managed or kind of managed back in when I was 17, they're on the radio now.
Wow.
Yeah. So and I put them on their first tour. So it's, you know, when I saw them on the radio, I'm like, wow, like, you know, that was a long time ago. I'm in my 30s now. So, you know, and I think about what I did as a kid, 'cause 17's a kid, you're like, okay. So I knew when I was probably in high school that I was going to be in business. I just didn't know what business was going to work, you know.
Wow.
And I've tried everything, but real estate stuck, and I was good at it.
Does anybody in your family had any influence in real estate, or you started the trend of real estate?
I'm the only one in the family in real estate. Yeah.
Oh my God. So that is like saying the first generation graduate, man. You know? I love real estate. My mother has done real estate back home. I'm from Colombia.
Wow.
But it is tougher, and I feel like it's a lot tougher in America, obviously, for especially immigrants that are trying to come here and do real estate. What do you think is the toughest for real estate investment in other states where you actually operate?
Honestly, it just depends on the market. I mean, Connecticut to Florida is so different. Like up here, we have a lot of multifamilies where a lot of first-time home buyers can buy a 3-unit, rent out the other 2, and their mortgage is basically covered. There's not a lot of that in Florida.
Wow.
So there's not a lot of
come?
opportunity. I don't know. To be honest with you, maybe it's a zoning thing. I don't know. There's definitely multifamilies, but there's not a lot of them, and they're priced crazy. Like if you go to West Palm Beach, 2 families going for $600,000, and the rents don't make up the difference for it to even make sense for a first time, even an investor. It doesn't make sense, you know.
Wow, and I always thought that Florida real estate was a lot cheaper. Like,
Not anymore.
wow.
It was 10 years ago, 15 years ago. When I was 19, I moved there for a year, and I had a decent job at 19. I should have bought real estate down there, but
You had a very interesting life, huh? So
yeah.
you were in music.
Yep.
You moved to Florida at 18,
19. Yeah, 19.
19.
Yep.
Yeah. Why do you move?
I don't know. I just did
You're
it.
like, I'm out.
Yeah, I just was like, all right, I'm gonna go do
You
that.
have been a free spirit. I love it.
Yeah. Well, my family's the opposite. You know, they all work their 9 to 5s
Yeah.
and their basic jobs, and for me, I was just like, I don't want to do any of that. You know.
Yeah, you wanted to start the trend.
Yeah. Exactly.
Did any of your cousins or any family members are following you now, or they look up to you?
One of them one of my cousin's son, he just turned 21. He came to my house in Florida last year, and he saw my lifestyle, and I don't have a crazy lifestyle. I buy my clothes from Walmart, like, you know what I mean, like.
Yeah,
But he
yeah.
saw my boat, and he saw my car, and he saw
Yeah.
everything. He goes, "This is what you do all day? Just kind of hang out and go to the beach and stuff." I'm like, in Florida, yeah, I mean, that's what we do down here. And he stayed with me for like 2 months, and when he went back to Connecticut, he's like, "I want to do that." He goes, "I want what Cody has." And the thing is, I came from nothing. I built my business from scratch. Like, I don't come from a family with
wasn't
money.
given.
It
Yeah.
was not given. I could promise everyone that. And I told him, I don't treat him any better than anybody else. You want this, you have to work for it. And he is. He's doing great.
Wow, that's beautiful. What would you advise to anybody who's just starting today's day? I feel like it's a lot tougher now, but
Yeah.
would you know, like back in the day, it was a little bit easier,
It was,
but
yeah.
today's market situation, political situation, like what do you advise for this person that is just starting in real estate?
The most important piece as a new agent is, so you're going to hear a lot of brokerages or team leaders say, hey, join a team that has leads, join a team that is. I actually don't agree with that. I'm the opposite. I say don't join a team with leads, because when you're an agent, especially a new one, if you rely on leads, you're never going to know how to build a business from scratch, right? And you'll never get out of that team atmosphere. And that's fine. So that's good for some people. But if you have that real like entrepreneurial spirit and you're like, I want to do this on my own, you want to partner with people like me who are like, hey, I've done this. I've built this from the ground up. I could teach you how to do it. But you need to be consistent and actually do it. Words don't go as far as your versus what your actions are, you know?
What's a myth as a broker that drives you crazy?
There's a lot. I hate when people go, oh, I put the broken broker, because everybody thinks there's no money. Hey, listen, if there was no money in this, I wouldn't be doing it.
Yeah.
Right? Am I saying it made me rich? Not yet. Like financially I'm fine, but the reality is if I grow my brokerage from 100 to 200 agents or 300 agents, I've built out my systems where we're already built out for 200 agents. We're at 70 something. We're going to get to 100 soon. We already built those systems for 200, right? So when we get to 200 agents, we're talking about the profitability line is going to go up tremendously. Yeah. So who cares about the money now? Worry about it down the road, because as long as you work and do your thing, you'll get there.
Yeah. Wow. And so you're having 70 agents in both states or all combined?
We have about 50 something in Connecticut, 15 or 16 in Florida. The Florida market's weird. We used to have a bigger team in Florida than we did Connecticut, but because the market died completely, a lot of agents left the business completely. And then there's a couple like Massachusetts, New York. Yeah, it's kind of spread out, but mostly Connecticut.
You're very authentic, Cody. And I'm sure you can tell us, what do you think will make a good agent besides of authenticity and obviously, to be disciplined? There got to be, because you're very humble. You're like, I buy my clothes in Walmart, okay, but I have a boat, like.
Sold my boat, but I had one. Yeah.
But you enjoy your boat. You go to Florida, looking at you gives me a lot of peace. You're
Appreciate
not this typical all dressed up, flashy, person, which I admire a lot, because money can switch people's mentality, right, and hearts.
Yeah.
What what would you say that you have to keep grounded in your heart in order for these things, money and names, to not change who you are, truly are?
I don't worry about money. Whether I have it or I don't, I've never worried about money. It's not about the money. It's more about the time freedom. So
Right.
money buys you time, whether you however you want to think about that, right? So for me, I'm 32, and I want to retire at 40 because I've been doing this since I was 24. So for me, it's not about having the role. I don't have Rolexes and all these fancy things, and $1,000 suits and all that. So I just bought my first suit ever like 4 months ago, and I spent like $400 on it. And I almost had a heart attack. I'm like,
Those are quite expensive.
yeah. So I think it's just, don't worry about money, worry about time. I think time is more important. People need to chase time more than they do money. And I think once you chase time more than money, you kind of get more within your inner peace kind of back,
Yeah, I love that. I love that. So time is going by quick here.
Mm-hmm.
And I know, because I was looking at your Instagram, that you have a summer batch coming up on September 23rd, if I'm not mistaken.
28th.
28th.
It's my birthday, too.
Oh,
Yeah.
nice.
Yep.
I sign up.
Awesome.
Not having a chance to talk to you
Yeah.
yet, but I sign up because I read the description. It's pretty cool. But do you want to tell the audience right in this camera, what is this summer badge? Where can they go? And so on and so forth.
Well, it's almost sold out. It's free, but within a week, we got 150 signups.
Wow.
It's open to anybody, real estate or not real estate. There's going to be lenders there, real estate agents there, friends, family, old clients. So it's just going to be one big party. We're paying for everything, one free drink, all food and stuff like that. We're going to have.
So it's for like networking as well?
Network, whatever. We're just
network fun. It's
on
your
the beach.
birthday, man.
Yeah.
Come on.
And it's on the beach.
West Haven, right?
Yeah, or at the new Riva restaurant that's opening. It's not open yet, but it looks incredible. They're doing a great job with it. And I already called him and say, hey, we might need another 50 people. And he's like, that's fine. So we might bump it up to 200. So if you want to come, get your tickets now. It's on Eventbrite. It's just My Good Agent Summer Bash.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for coming all the way
Absolutely,
here.
I
I am
appreciate it.
so happy that we were able to do this. Do you want to tell the audience where they can follow you for more information?
Either at My Good Agent or Cody.Huelsman on Instagram.
Do you want to give a shout out to somebody special?
No, it's just go follow my pages.
Your doggy. What's your
My
doggy's
dog
name?
Star. Yeah, that's my shout out. Star is my baby. That's,
Star?
Yeah, she's a mini husky. She's a cat-sized husky. She's great.
Oh my god!
Yeah, she's
I
the
love
best.
that. I think you have it on your personal.
I do.
feed,
Yeah,
right?
everyone thinks she's a full-size husky, but she's the size of a cat.
Well, thank you so much for tuning in. You have here Cody. Please follow him. Do sign up for his summer bash. It sounds like it's going to be a lot of fun. I'm glad I got my ticket today. And thank you one more time for watching one more episode here at 5 Star Podcast. This is Camila from NCN Marketing Firm. See you next episode. Bye-bye.